Okay, here we go with my latest Weeee mod. This is a white Weeee console. The hard drive is mounted internally. There's no DVD drive in the console. The hard drive is mounted internally, and the USB cord pigtails out the back. You plug it into the bottom slot always, otherwise the games won't work. Let's get started. This is a 320 gig hard drive. Let's start with the Weeee games. Go to USB loader, obviously, for the Weeee games. And you see down here it's 320, it's a 300 gig, 320, 51 Weeee games. List them by. Go by list, and I'll scroll through right quick so you can see. Weeee games, you just crank them up, crank up USB loader and play like you would Weeee games any other time. There are a couple custom Mario Kart Weeee games on here, and there's a couple of custom new Super Mario Brother games on here. And I also put a 100% game save on Mario Kart. So crank this up for you right quick so you can see all the tracks available, all the vehicles. I like it because you don't have to, you have everything available, and as soon as you start playing, I like to be able to just play any track that I want to at any time. If you don't like that, you can create another license and start from zero. I always play as Luigi, but my son always wants to play as Mario, so I just took Luigi. And you didn't come here to see me play kart. Exit just like you always would. We'll go right to the Atari 2600. Atari took this 2600 here, using the regular Weeee remote. And you'll see this is one without the Motion Plus. Start emulator A. Scroll down straight, holding your remote like this. Scroll to ROMs. Press A again. Press Space Invaders. I've already been playing Space Invaders. Press A. Then you can turn your remote sideways. Press plus to start the game. And so on. To exit out of this, press home. Press home again. And as you can see, this does not have Motion Plus. Atari seems to crash if you use a remote with Motion Plus. This has been tested, as you can see. It won't crash as long as you're using a remote without Motion Plus or a third-party remote. For some reason, the third-party remotes work better than the... Okay, right onto the NES. I love this intro. And no big mystery here. You would just use the Weeee remote, hold it sideways like the classic controller. One thing I will point out, settings, saving and loading. Make sure this is always on USB. It should never change unless you change it. Your auto load, this is how you do your game saves. You don't even get that with a regular NES, so this is way cool. You can change this if you want. That's personal preference. I like to do the state. Auto save state, auto load save. Go back. And when you go into the game, there are some mods on here. You'll see where it says hack. It's where the game, someone has made a custom game. It says hack, but it just means custom game. So for instance, go into Super Mario 3. Start the game, and then hold it sideways. You press the home button This will bring up, and it says, do you want to save? No, because we just started it. Then go to load. See, now your load is your option. And you can see where I was playing this the other day. And it saved the state. So see, I've already cleared World 1. So see, it saved the game right there. Pretty cool. We're going to exit this. Not going to save it because it's already been saved. And if you were playing the game and you wanted to save, you would just press home and then click save here. So we're going to go back to the main menu and exit. Now Super Nintendo, Super NES works in exactly the same way as the NES for this purpose. So we're going to skip the Super NES. But I will say that there's a ton of custom Super Mario World games in there, and Super Mario Legend of the Seven Stars. There's a custom of that of Luigi and the Legend of the Seven Stars. Very cool. Let's move right along to N64. Here you'll want your plug up your classic controller. So I've got a Pro Classic controller here. You can see the indicator over there is the Wii remote. So I'm going to plug up the Classic controller. See it changed there. I'm going to still use my Wii remote to, and you can use the Classic controller, scroll down, up and down. Let's go to load ROM, press A, load from FAT. That's the format for the hard drive. And you can scroll down, or you can go to next and press A. Let's go back and start at the beginning for the, show you the whole list. Let's do that first. Doesn't have every game, but it's got the majority of the best games on here. You can see we're in previous and then A. That way you can skip, you don't have to scroll through the whole thing. Let's go back to cart. I'll show you how to crank up cart. So we're gonna use our directional button, press A, gonna load the ROM. Fully loaded. This has autosave. You see it says autosave enabled. Now we're gonna play the game, press A. See, I've just got my Wii remote hanging because I've got this all tidied up and ready to ship. Press plus to start. That's the start button. Press A to choose. A, choose. And it erases Luigi. Yeah. This is cool because the left bumper is the item. Throws your item. And you see that this is pretty true. No drift. You witnessing no drift right there. Look at that. Boom. Oh, it would help if I actually use the correct controller. So you saw that. No drift. You don't have to worry about buying a, and to get out of this, press the home button. She said automatically saved. Let me show you one other thing. If you go up, use the D button, go to settings. This is important. If you go to input, press A, configure input, configure packs. You'll want to choose, there at times you will need to choose the Rumble pack in order to play some of the games. That's how you do it. I'm going to press B to exit out of that. If it ever wants you to save your configuration, always choose FAT because that's the format of the hard drive. Always do that. So you see we have the option to resume the game if you want. We're just going to quit it and move on. Unplug my classic controller. Now we're going to go to the GameCube. And now would be a good time to plug up a GameCube controller. You will get a brand new third-party controller. Again, you don't have to worry about drift and whether the joysticks are too tight or this was mine, but you'll get a brand new one in a pack. It's a third party, but it's brand new. You don't have to worry about drift and all of that. Let's go back up to the top and I'll show you the whole list. Starting with the boot GameCube disc. Hope you can see that. Hope you can read that. Has Mario Party 4, 5, 6, and 7. They're just out of order because of the way the file name is. I know everybody likes to play The Simpsons Hit and Run, but if you ever played Road Rage, that's way more fun. Anyway, so not every single GameCube game, but the best. Probably the top 100. I think there's 130 games in here, give or take. It's the best ones. Let's go back down to Mario Kart, and I'll show you how to crank up Mario Kart Double Dash. Again, we're just using the, just like you would in GameCube. And crank it up. Sometimes it takes a second to load up. Press the start button. Press A, press A, press A, and play just like you normally would. Definitely playing as Luigi. Mushroom Cup. And there you go. You didn't come here to see me play. And we'll quit it. Yes. So get out of this. You almost always have to power off the console to get out of to exit the GameCube games. Power it back on. Come right up. Let's go to Sega. Again, it has just about every Sega game you could want. And Tails Look Stone, thanks. This is very important under options. Check this out first if you're going to play 2 players. This is for 2-player information only. 2-player. So you see how this is MD Gamepad player 1. If you look under here, press the actual 1, press that. Using the Wii remote, you'll see there's a picture over here of the Wii remote and the number 1. If you want to play 2-player, you have to make 2-player look the same way. I don't have a second remote plugged up right now. I don't think I do. Let me see. I don't have a secondary remote plugged up right now, but before you start, when you first start your Wii, if you wanted to use a secondary remote, you're using the Wii remote, you just want to make this look like it says the Wii remote and then the number 2 next to it. That will let you play 2-player, which is very important for this if you're going to play 2-player. Back is B button, menu. Oops, went to the wrong one. We're going to go back to here. Then we're going to go to load game. So this is important. This system is not on here. Mega CD, SG-1000, and Game Gear. These systems are not on here. Just Mega Drive and Master System. So when you click on it, Mega Drive. If you get out of this directory on accident, if you hit B, make sure you go back into Mega Drive when you're in Mega Drive. or the games won't play. If you want to exit this screen, you want to press home on your Wii remote. See how that happened? So if you're in the master system, I'm too close to the sensor bar. If you're in the master system and you get out of this directory, if you press B and accidentally exit this directory, you want to make sure you go back into MS. Those other 3 folders are empty and they're for the other systems that aren't on here. The master system is here, and that's how you would access it. If you get the system, if you get out of this directory and choose the wrong one, then the game won't play. So that's something you have to look at. Also, if you notice this, you notice that the game's covers art is not there. Let's actually back out of this, press the home button again. Let me go to recent. It's easier to show you under recent. If you go to recent, then it keeps a recent list of the games you played recently. If you notice Frogger, which is the main one that I play, Frogger cover art's not on here. I'll show you how to get that on there right quick. When you get into Frogger, just pause the game by doing the home button again on the Wii remote. Then over here where it says shutter, camera shot, screenshot, whatever you want to call it, screenshot, you'll hear it click. My TV's not up that loud, so you probably didn't hear it. Then go load game again, recent, Frogger, and now you'll see that the screenshot is there. So you just pause it, choose screenshot, then the artwork shows up there. That's totally optional. But when you load up Frogger, you just hold your Wii remote sideways and play. Bonus. And when you want to exit, press home button and exit. Exit system menu. On this system, I've also got some WiiWare on it. And I'll show you that right quick. Just remember that any of the WiiWare games that are on here, I'm just using the Wii remote. Any of these WiiWare games that are on here that you play, just remember that the game save is not the same as when you play over here. Some people get confused with that. So you see it's got Sonic 1, 2, and 3. Kart 64 here. Golden Axe. Super Mario World. Super Smash. Super Mario RPG. You also have the Homebrew channel over here. If you know what you're doing, and you can mess with Homebrew, you get it in there. One thing that is cool, I will show you real quick if you go on the Homebrew channel. There's a thing in here, the controller test. It shows you how to test your controller. So if you hook up another controller, one that you don't get from me, and you want to test it, you just go in here and you press any button, and you'll see that this controller is excellent. It's nearly point on. It's pretty much dead on accurate. You can also test the vibration button by pressing home and A. That brought the vibration. Anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot.